Hello.
Hello. Hold
There
on.
you
Yeah,
are.
there we go.
Ah, hello. Nice to meet you. Don't
Yeah,
mind the...
you too.
Hi, I'm just all woo now. I wasn't ready for you. You're so early.
Well, I try to be professional, try to be ready.
As one should. I hadn't even had my background up yet. That's a much more appropriate one, I think. I do
Oh,
like.
that's good. I'm at my mum and dad's house. I've got a bread bin behind me. Oh, well.
Well, it's class, that is. Pure class.
Only
Hello.
sad, though.
But why? Don't be sad.
No sourdough. I
Oh,
was being posh.
sourdough. Oh, you're being
Yeah.
posh. Okay. We're Australian. We don't do sourdough. We just get sent here for stealing bread. Very nice to meet you. So my name's Lash, in case you haven't picked that up yet. And it
Lovely
is
to meet you, Lush.
pleasure and a delight. So if you want to get ready, what we're going to do is, well, it's an interview. You've done these before. I've seen you on YouTube. You know the routine. So the show is half an hour. The Zoom is about 45 minutes. So however long you want to run, we're happy. If you want to sing, sing because you're magnificent. What can I say?
Thank
And
you.
we will be recording it and putting to air. And that's basically it for all of your wonderful fans down here and fans to be. And the show is for
Brilliant.
LGBTQI. And if that's not doesn't say Friends of Dorothy, I don't know what does.
Yeah. Oh, well, after we've done it, if you send me like a little thing with like all the details, then I'll share it to social media and all of that so that people can have a listen and that.
I'm so happy to do that. Anything to help. You help me, I help you. We'll scratch each other's back. We'll meet up,
Yeah.
we'll do lunch, all that.
Yeah, sounds great.
I win this round.
Totally, you do. Ooh, they're good. I like them. Yeah, no, they're all right colour, but they're mine that long.
Oh, these are mine, but the colours, yeah, show thanks
Wow,
to
that
me.
is amazing.
Yeah, all my own work. See, real.
Cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Everything else fake. Nails, real.
That's impressive though. I've never got my real nails to go anywhere near that long.
Oh, it'll happen. So, lots of milk, lots of calcium, lots of jelly. Don't touch house water. Don't do the dishes. I have a
I
slave
like
for
this
that.
excuse. Yeah. So sorry, John, I can't possibly. I've got to think about my nails.
Oh, I dropped a dish. Oh dear. Oh, well, they won't make me do that again.
Brilliant. I'm just going to get a drink of water. I'll fill this up and I'll be ready to go.
Totally.
Yeah. Move the bag of rubbish off the door, thanks. I don't know if you saw my mum's hand just going, removing the rubbish bag that was behind me.
Ever so subtle.
Yeah, it was good. Right. There we go. Fab. Right, my dad's taken my daughter out so that I won't be like, Mummy. It's all good.
That's all right. There may be cats running across here at any point in time, but I'm in my kitchen,
I'm a cat person. It's all good.
It's all good until they jump on the screen and suddenly you're in Russia.
Yeah.
Go figure. So you let me know when you're ready. I'm going to do a brief intro. Cool. So, pardon me. Now, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a lady I've heard of who does Judy Garland fine. Somewhere over the rainbow, Bessie and Monroe too. You'll dream Julie Andrews if you dare to dream, and sounds Billie Holiday come true. Yes, that's me. That's the best I can do at songwriting. But if you love the music of Judy Garland more than you love your friends, and basically, if you don't love Judy Garland, you are on the wrong show here, people. What is the point of being a friend of Dorothy if you can't be a friend of Dorothy on our show? And I'm honored to be able to share with you all tonight the lady who managed to fill Carnegie Hall. Yes, ladies, gents, others, and others. I'm thrilled to be sharing with you Miss Debbie Wileman, the musical genius who can recreate the wonderful voices I hear in my head every day. So thank you for joining us, Debbie, and it's wonderful to see you over there in London. Welcome to Sydney, Australia.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me, Lush. Brilliant. Cheers.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Welcome to Gaywaves. And just for the record, our show is on a street called Broadway, so you can now say this is a Broadway production. I don't know if you've done, you may not have done one, but you have now.
I'm making my Broadway debut.
Hurrah! Your Broadway debut. So thank you. Now, you are famous for your impersonation of the works of Judy Garland and, of course, Monroe and Bassie and so many other ladies. Hopefully we can get enough time to get them all in. How did you find out you could impersonate these lovely people?
Because I'm a fan of theirs and I think it's fun. I mean, ever since I've been a kid, I've just done impersonations for a laugh. So at school, I was known for my Edina Monsoon impression, really, just to make the other kids like, "Hey, darling, bloody buggery, all right. All right, Sooty, huh? Am I allowed to swear? I'm sorry."
Oh, you can swear all you like. I was going to call you a cunning linguist.
Khashoggi.
Yeah.
I've just always done silly impressions, whatever, and I'm fans of all these ladies, so I end up doing it just partly as a sort of, oh, I wonder if I can, and then listen to this sort of thing.
Who's the hardest voice you've ever had to do?
Well, I had to think about that then. When I was at university, I had an audition come up. I didn't get it, don't worry, but I had to play a guitar for this audition, and I was been practicing, and I snapped a string, and the audition was the next day. I needed this guitar string. The shops were shut, and a friend of mine on my course went, "Yeah." I went to uni in Manchester, by the way. So, "Yeah, I'll give you a guitar string. I'm going to the karaoke tonight. See you there. I've got some." So I said, "Oh, thanks, Steve. You're a lifesaver." I went to this karaoke bar, and he's like, "Right, I'm giving you these strings only if you sing a song of my choice in the style of my choice. And I'm not going to tell you what it is." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks." And so he chose Macy Gray doing "I Try," and I had to sing it like her to get a guitar string. So that was a bit difficult because I didn't know what I was going to have to do. And then I had to do it in front of a bar of Mancunians.
Did you got this?
That one.
Oh, the one that sounds like she's having a stroke. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, if I find one really hard, I don't do
it. There is logic.
If I have a go and I'm rubbish at it, you ain't gonna see it.
Oh, where's the fun in that? Now, your dad was a bit of a rocker, I hear. So I'm guessing there's not a lot of Judy Garland and old jazz musician records. How did you pick this up? What's your inspiration?
His mum. It was my dad's mum. So yeah, my dad, he's not anti any of that, but I suppose it's like my teenage rebellion getting into Judy Garland and Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. because my dad still is in a band and plays. He played with the Lemonheads the other week. He's still doing stuff. So He's like a psychedelic rock musician. And there's me, age 13, going, Mel Torme. So it was like the thing that was different, I suppose. It was my dad's mum got me into Judy specifically and a lot of the old Hollywood because we'd watch all the musicals together because my mum and dad really don't like musicals either.
That's a shame. So you went to the cinema or videos? Or?
Yeah, both. Mainly it was videos because she had a massive VHS collection and we just snuggle on her sofa with Pizza Hut or sweets that I wasn't allowed at home as well. She'd take me to Woolworths and I was allowed to buy whatever horrible sweets like bubblegum in a tube that I wasn't allowed at home. And then we'd watch whatever film.
That sounds awesome. And for the people who are listening who are young, VHS is Netflix solidified. So yeah. Just in a brick.
Netflix in a rectangle block.
That's it. So, all the good old classics, all the musicals. How did you learn? Were you singing along with the films or did you have classes?
No, I never had classes. I've never had lessons in singing or anything. It's just dumb luck.
Brilliant. And how do you keep them? Because you do. I know Judy is the best. We'll work on here in a second. But how do you keep your artists from bleeding into each other? If you start a song in a style, how do you not move on to someone else?
Oh, I find that quite difficult. I think I mean, speaking for me, I luckily wouldn't get mixed up. Maybe I should try doing that. That would be quite fun. I did a half and half face of being sort of Liza Minnelli and Donna Summer doing Does He Love You? But you're just concentrating when you sing it because I'm trying to sound like the person. So I'm constantly thinking of that. I think if another voice slipped in there, that would be quite worrying.
Yeah. I'm suddenly seeing you doing Enough Is Enough with two faces. That could be fun.
Oh, yeah, but not with the makeup. That would be, no.
Or Chess. Chess would be good.
Yes, yeah. Although their voices aren't as distinctive. Enough Is Enough would be really fun. Ooh.
I set you the challenge and you send me the video, we'll put it up.
Oh man.
Evil.
Barbara is actually quite high. Barbara sings in a higher key than I do. So I don't sound much like her, I've got to be honest. She's a brilliant singer, but she's got a higher register than me.
You could hold your nose. Oh, I had my questions all written out, but you're distracting me because you're so damn good.
Enough about noses with Barbara. Don't go there.
Don't go there. So you do manage to take songs not by Judy, but make them sound like she herself would have sung them. And yeah, how hard is it to reimagine Amy Winehouse's song as sung by Judy Garland? Because I'm pretty sure I've never heard Judy say the word wet dick anywhere.
That's part of the fun. That was one I really wanted to do. I don't know, there's various songs, like when I started doing these videos at home, and I can't remember. The first one I ever did that was Judy singing a song that she never did was As If We Never Said Goodbye from Sunset Boulevard, because I was making these videos at home in the pandemic and someone suggested I do that. I'd love to hear you do a Judy song that she didn't do. And I thought, oh, that's fun. And that was one that someone asked for. And then as it went on, I started doing a few more of them. And then we had this album idea come about. And I was like, oh, what would I really like to do? I'd like to do that one. I just sing them at home. I've got... Because I'm such a big fan of Judy, I have listened to so much of her stuff, and it's almost like you've got a bank of her alphabet in your head in a way of like, well, I know how her vowels sound and I know how she says this word and that word, and you can almost, once you've got a big enough store of how she says all these different words that appear in all her songs, you can sort of put them into other songs, you know. And I always have a try, and there are some songs work better than others, you know. People say, oh, maybe you try singing this to her, and I sing through it at home and think, no, it don't work, it doesn't sound as good, or whatever. And then there's some where you're like, oh, that works. Oh, I can do that a good whatever. And Back to Black was one I just really fancied because I thought they would have got on. I think her and Amy would have definitely had a fun night out. And I just thought it would be fun. And a part of the devilment was, I do like saying, you know, kept his dick wet. When we were recording it, they were like, are you sure you should be saying this? I was like, what? It's her friend Richard. He got wet in the rain. What do you mean?
You probably should have gone with a few bars of Singing in the Rain just to cover that.
Yeah. Or sung it in a rain mac with a hat.
Because I nearly wet myself when I heard it, I tell you. Like, oh my wordy lordy. Unlike, see, you believe you started basically on the internet sending your songs out to the world. So what point did you sit down and go, okay, I'm a housewife, I've got kid, I've got career, I'm at home, what am I going to do next? What made you sit down and just sit in front of this and start singing?
It was the pandemic. It was lockdown happening in the UK and everyone having to, well, in the world, but specifically when we were told you can't leave the house, you can only leave the house for 1 hour a day. Everyone has to be just isolated in their own home, blah, 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 as we all remember. And I've got quite a few friends who live by themselves. And, you know, they're stuck in their flat on their own, not seeing anyone. I thought, oh, it's a bit grim, isn't it? And I saw various things on Facebook or online of like people making a few videos and stuff. And I thought, oh, that might be nice. You know, for my friends who are by themselves or whatever. Also, nice for me, you know, what do you do all day? I mean, I was looking up, my daughter just turned 2, so that was full on. I was like, okay, what are we going to do today? Let's make a rocket out of a cereal box. And it was something for me to do. So it gave me something to think about that was a bit fun. And also, I thought all my friends might like this who are by themselves. I'll sing a different song every day as something a bit nice for people who are by themselves or a bit down or whatever. That'll be a laugh and it'll be nice for me as well. That was my thought. And literally I put it on my own personal Facebook, didn't think anything much would come from it other than it would be a nice thing to do, you know.
Yeah, and you've got that huge internet fan base now.
Isn't it nice? Hi Corny. Yeah, it's because on day 3 I did a Judy Garland song as Judy Garland, and I thought, well, I've recorded this. It's already on Facebook on my page. Shall I share it to a Judy page? Yeah, go on. Let's see. What's the worst someone can say? You're rubbish. Oh, well, you know, I thought I'll share it on there. Maybe they'll like it. And that's what started spreading stuff out to a bigger audience, definitely, I think. And then people just started tuning in for my different song a day, and it was a lovely surprise because honestly I didn't think it. I had 650 friends when I started doing it on Facebook, and now I've got over 4,000, and it's nuts, but good nuts, but nuts.
Some of them are quite famous, I see. I was scrolling through your list going, who do I know, who do I know? So impressive, including some actual Judy people. And
yeah, I couldn't believe some of them as well. Like when I first started getting all these friend requests and that, because I think because of the language, because it says friend, but can I be your friend? I thought, oh, that's nice. Yeah. Didn't check who anyone was. And I'd accepted people who were famous without realizing who they were because I didn't look at them. I was just like, yeah, they want to be my friend. That's nice. And one of them was Judy Garland's ex-fiance, John Mayer, who wrote I'd Like to Hate Myself in the Morning and other songs that she did, like It's All For You and stuff. Because nice. I did one of the songs, he commented on it and I was like, oh my God, the real John Mayer has commented on my video. I clicked on it to send him a message and it said friends. I was like, I'm already his friend? What? And I'd accepted it without even realising who it was. And so I was like, oh. So yeah, there's a few. Mickey Rooney's with us. Oh, yeah, really? Luckily he did, yeah. Yeah, Jan Rooney. I was like, oh, yeah, all right.
So that's pretty impressive stuff. So how do you get from the internet to Carnegie Hall? That's a hell of a jump. What happens?
Well, I was very lucky in that when I started doing these videos and people started watching them and obviously sharing them, a gentleman called Scott Stander, who happens to be an agent and manager in Hollywood, saw it. And he contacted me on Messenger, on Facebook, sent me a messenger, just going, you know, hi, I like what you're doing. Would you like a chat? And I was like, looked at his profile and was like, had a look. Oh, he represents Julie Newmar, who was Catwoman, and who was in Seven Brides for Seven Brothers as Dorcas. You know, that sort of stuff. So I was like, yes, sure. And we had a chat and we got on, and then we had another chat a bit later, and he wanted to represent me. So I was like, well, yeah, brilliant. Okay, you know, what else am I doing? Taking my kid to nursery and doing the big shop. Yeah, sure. And then, yeah, I didn't know what would come of it. And then he's been brilliant. Yeah, I'm very, very lucky with how things have happened. He flew me out to LA and I did a little you know, singing with a band there to see how things went. He was pleased with it. We set up a little tour. I mentioned, oh, I'd like to do an album. He was like, yeah, all right, let's do an album. And yeah, when he was setting up this sort of small tour of the US, he phoned me up at home in the UK and he said, right, I've sorted out your New York venue. I said, oh, right, where is it? Carnegie Hall. Fuck off. I went, oh, sorry. New agent just sworn down the phone at him, but I couldn't believe. I was like, what? Really? He was like, yeah. All right. And it was just crazy. I mean, what are you going to do? Say no? I was like, yeah, brilliant. Okay. And I couldn't believe it. Literally, from doing recordings on this very phone, in my car that I jokingly called the Carnegie, it was the real Carnegie. I was like, this is crazy. My friend Emily said, you should come on stage in like a pretend car and say you're in the real Carnegie. I didn't, but
next time.
Yeah. Drive on in my Kia Picanto.
I know you filled it out. You got standing ovations. When you went on stage, at any point did you walk in there, the band is on stage, the music's playing, the lights are going up, your brain is going, don't screw this up, don't screw this up, don't screw this up, and then it worked? And how did you feel?
Excited, a bit, not overwhelmed. It was more like, I mean, I know that's not the most descriptive of terms, but you know, I was, as you say, I was thinking, don't mess it up, you can't mess this up, you've got to get all the words right, don't forget any words, this is big. But as I walked on, the audience reaction was so nice. It's such a brilliant venue, the band are great. I was just like, come on then, oh my God. Yeah, it was more that like, right, come on. It was great. It was, yeah, brilliant. I mean, I wasn't forgetting how prestigious it was and how like it's a big deal, but mainly it was just like, ooh, come on, this is brilliant, was my main overriding feeling.
At any point, do you think that you may actually be channeling Judy from beyond?
I don't think so. I think I feel a very strong sort of connection, but a love for her. And I find it, sometimes the singing takes over. I don't think it's Judy coming through me. I wouldn't be so presumptuous as to say, you know, yes. But I just feel it sort of take over and I go with it and it's great and it flows.
The spirit of Judy.
But I don't know, I've had some weird, like, nice things happen, like where weird coincidences happen, or things where you're like, ooh, that's an odd that's nice. Okay, I'll take that. Because I mean, I like all sort of spiritually type stuff, you know, like ghosty type things and things like that. I think all that's fun and interesting. But yes, there's just been odd occurrences where I'm like, that's a strange coincidence, or all that. So I sort of thank the ether for it and say, well, thank you. But I don't think I'm channeling her. No, I'm trying desperately to sound like her. and then, you know, I just find it's great fun and I love it, and it sort of just happens. And there are times when I'm not thinking about it and I just go for it, and you ride that wave of singing and getting into the music, and it's great.
As it should be. What is your all-time personal favorite song?
Of all time? God.
It doesn't have to be Judy. Anybody. Any inspirational one.
Well, there's quite a few. I find that very hard to narrow down to just one because it changes all the time. But there are ones that are always favourites, you know, like Desert Island Discs. I say there'd probably be about 10 that would have to be in there. But again, it's like, it morphs, doesn't it? I really love Almost Like Being in Love, This Can't Be Love, the mashup she does on Carnegie Hall. I think that's a brilliant performance. I love that. I love how the two songs go into each other, the drama, but also jazziness. But then I really love the song Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. I find it heartbreaking and beautiful, and I love him, and that is the song I'd always want to be able to listen to. Guinevere by Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Nice.
Off their first album. Dave Crosby's voice, beautiful. I don't know. That's 3.
Oh.
Happiness is a Warm Gun by the Beatles.
All
That's amazing.
That is. And
yeah.
Your album, which we spoke about earlier, I believe, I'm Still Here, one of my favorite songs, the Eartha Kitt version, sublime. But I'm Still Here, 100 Years of Judy Garland. I believe it's up for a couple of Grammy Awards. Or is that a secret?
Well, I've been nominated for a nomination. So apparently to become a Grammy nominee, you have to be up for a vote to become a nominee. So I'm up for a vote to become a nominee. I don't know who nominated me. Jolly thankful. Thank you, whoever that was. And then I don't know if people are voting for me. If they have, don't know. Hopefully there'll be enough Grammy voters, because it's only Grammy voters who are allowed to vote for who becomes nominees. I think I've got this right. So I don't know. It's in the lap of the gods, really, or it's in the lap of the Grammy voters. Or I should be in the lap, and then I might get more votes. Sorry, that was disgusting.
I'm just visualizing. I don't go there.
I mean, I've been very lucky. I put it on my Facebook saying if there's any Grammy voters out there. Yeah, it's in 2 categories. I've got 2 songs in one category and the album in another category. So one of my songs might be fighting one of my other songs, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, yeah, it's like, I put it on my Facebook. And one of my friends, Danny Miller, who is a writer, he wrote a book about Judy's makeup artist, Dottie Penedel. And he interviewed me. He's a jolly nice fella. His wife is the sister of the lead singer of the band Wilco, who are all Grammy voters. So he said, I'll get on to Wilco to vote for you. So, thanks, Danny. Yes, please.
Well, anybody out there in Radio Land, now you know. Just do your best. Yeah, it's a good album.
I was told by somebody that I was told by a nice gentleman called Robbie that apparently he said that Shirley MacLaine has voted for me.
In several lives.
Yeah. Well, good. That would mean more votes. Brilliant.
Absolutely. You can vote in more than one incarnation, I believe.
I do hope so.
And the internet is also telling me that your next gig might be music from the movies. Is that right?
Oh, no, I did that one.
Oh, you did that one. Oh, my research is so slow. Oh.
It was amazing. I sang Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas as Judy Garland to Margaret O'Brien, the actual Margaret O'Brien who played Tootie in the film Meet Me in St. Louis. So in the film, she was 7. I sang it to her, age 85, as Judy, and she held my hand, and it was amazing. For a Judy fan, you know, I was like, it's Tootie. It's actually flipping Tootie sat next to me, and I'm singing as Judy to her. It was surreal and brilliant.
I'm not jealous at all. Yeah, I am. I can't sing. So, would you ever come to Australia? I mean, Judy's come to Australia. It did not come well, but would you come down here?
I'd love to. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love to. I wouldn't hopefully do a method type performance.
Yeah, it didn't end well. Sadly, no.
But you know, some of it was good. There's recordings because she didn't just do the one concert; she did a few concerts, and some of the concerts sound great. The recording bits that I've heard of it, so it's just an unfortunate one sort of
series of events. Yeah. So the woman has great talent. She just had a little bit of a bad timing situation down here. That's all.
We all have off days, you know. I mean, hey,
nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can see you down here. But we are coming to the end of this because I have a very limited time span on these Zoom meeting thingies. So
lush, that's so quick.
It is. Well, that's half an hour already, my love. So we're getting to the end of the pointy end of it. So did you want to sing Did you have anything
What would you
prepared?
like me to sing?
Anything that you like. I love Eartha Kitt, but Judy Garland is your specialist. So let's do some, meeting will end in
I've
10
got
minutes.
a Eartha Kitt story to tell you if you like.
Oh,
but
tell me an Eartha Kitt story, then do a Judy Garland song for me, please.
All right. Okay. So years ago, my mum and dad had a holiday cottage in Norfolk in East Anglia, that bit that pokes out that side of the UK. And they were going to buy it. They were looking at this cottage in a little village, and the estate agents were called something like Harper and Wells or something, but it's two surnames. And the old man whose name was part of the estate agents came for this one viewing, and he was about 80 at the time, and I was a teenager, and mum and dad were looking around the house, and I sat down with him in the front room, and I got chatting to him, and I don't know how we got onto it about music and singing, but he said, oh, well, in the war, or just after the war, I saw Eartha Kitt. I said, did you really? He said, yes. It was terribly embarrassing. She was on, and I had to do some sort of army business. I was in my uniform, and I had to come in late, and she caught sight of me coming into the hall, and she said, you, why are you I said, oh, I'm terribly sorry. And she made everyone stare at me in the room, and I sat there thinking of how terribly embarrassing. Well, she came down off the stage, walked up to me, sat in my lap, wound about me like a cobra, and was making the audience laugh at me, telling me I was a naughty boy for being late and all this. But then she whispered into my ear, come back and see me backstage after the show. And I went, really? Did you go? I said, yes. Most marvellous night of my life. And I was like 14 going, wow. So yeah, I particularly liked how he said she wound about me like a cobra.
A cobra. That'll be you one day.
Don't tell my husband.
Nobody heard that, right? Good. So what song would you like to do for us, my darling?
I don't mind. What would you like to hear?
I want to hear the song from Mame. It's famous now. I hear you do it very well.
If you walked into my life?
Yeah.
It's today.
Tuesday.
It's today, or if you walked into my life?
Oh, sorry. So it's, what day is it? Twit.
No, the song's called It's Today.
If you walked into my life.
Okay, yeah. I'll do a little bit of it, and then if you want, I could do a little bit of Judy singing another song in the style of Judy if you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, in your style. I've had my little thrill now. And before you do run away, I do want you to do a little sting for us as well for the show. So welcome to Gaywaves in the voice of Judy Garland would be divine.
Sure.
But sing for me, baby.
Did he need a stronger hand? Did he need a lighter touch? Was I soft or was I rough? Did I give enough? Did I give too much? At the moment when he needed me, would I ever turn away? Would I be there if he called, if he walked into my life to die?
God, your neighbors must love you.
They hate me.
Cannot think why. Till you learn heavy metal, no one will respect you. Thank you so much for doing all of this for me. And
no problem. It's been great.
You came highly recommended, and I've done a lot of research and listening to you for the past couple of months because I'd only heard of you, but I hadn't actually heard you. So thank you, and thank you for joining us on Gaywaves. And have
pleasure.
A lovely and safe, well, until we see you down here in the flesh. So
that'd be great. I'd love it.
Which we are hoping, because nobody's done Judy down here since 1964. So it's about time.
Oh, well.
Except a few drag queens, they don't really count.
Oh, well, they do.
Yeah, but they're miming, they're not singing.
Except Jim Bailey. I think, did Jim Bailey go to Australia?
I will accept that. All right, I will sit corrected. That was good. So thank you so much for your time today. And I will send you links to everything when it comes out. And
brilliant.
Thank you very much. And signing off. So click. Now that's going to be cut there. So again, thank you. If you would be kind enough to do, I'm getting all fangirly now, sorry. If you'd be kind enough to do the, you're listening to Gaywaves Radio in Sydney, 2SER FM. Judy, I'd be really happy.
What was the last two? What? You're listening to, I'm practicing. You're listening to Gaywaves Radio in Sydney, Australia. 2 something. What?
SER FM, ma'am.
SER FM. SER FM.
Yeah.
2 SER FM. All right, that's cool. Do you want me to say hello? I'm Judy Garland first, because they might be like,
go for it. We have a younger crowd who are probably going to be Googling that later.
Yeah. I'll do a few. You can choose which you like better. Hello, I'm Judy Garland, and you're listening to Gaywaves Radio in Sydney on 2SER FM. It's marvelous. Goodbye.
You even had the eye roll perfect.
I try, I could. Would you like me to do another, just so that you have choice?
No, I think that was magnificent, and I thank you so much. So you can
Pleasure.
If you want to do a Marilyn Monroe, I'll let you do that.
Sure. I gotta think about that. Hold on. Okay. Hi, honey. Yeah. Okay. Hi, honey. You're listening to Gaywaves Radio on 2SER FM in Sydney, Australia. Bye, honey.
Oh, you are a genius. I was told you were. Now I know for sure. Right.
Jason's lovely. He's been watching my videos and sending nice comments for ages. So I was like, oh, yay.
He is. Have you actually met him, or is it just Facebook person?
No, Facebook.
Oh,
but most people I haven't actually met in the flesh. There's been a few now but I feel like I know them, because it's been like, yeah, for years, you know, and I read all the comments. So, you know, it does. You remember the nasty ones and you remember the nice ones. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. Because, I'm a person. Like, I'm not. I remember all those. I haven't got many horrible ones, but the horrible ones I've got, I'm like, they're in there. She's too fat to be Judy Garland. She needs to lose 40 pounds, more like Miss Tyne Daly.
Oh, that's just nasty. See, I came up with a word the other day that I think that's because they're not getting laid, they're hungry.
Yeah. So true. And what really peed me off is it's factually inaccurate. Depends what period I'm trying to be Judy, actually, because at times she was bigger than me and at times she was well thinner than me. So get it right, at least.
Yeah, transitory at best.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're marvellous, you are.
And thank you, darling, you too.
And Jason sent me a message saying, oh, you've got to interview this lady. She's magnificent. And I've known him for 40 years, so I had to. I was 12. No, I was 10. No, hang on. How old? 20.
A fetus.
Oh, yes, I was that small, yeah.
You're in the womb.
I was in the womb. Womb with a view.
Belly button window, like Jimi Hendrix sings about.
Oh, that's going to haunt me tonight. Thank you. So thank you so much for all of this. The Zoom thing that I have is going to cut out any minute now. Is there anything you need to know? Because I'm going to put links up on all of the web